How is it going, everyone? Yes, we are coming off that State of Play event, and hey, while there wasn't a ton of first-party representation, outside of, like, really Spider-Man coming to PC as well as the VR titles, man, I really enjoyed that State of Play. Obviously, it's because I am super excited for Final Fantasy 16, and just getting a trailer for that game got me really excited. However, there was a ton of stuff that was announced that got me excited, and I want to go over some of the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 game updates that really hit home with me, so let's get right into it. First of all, this seems to be the game that resonated with the most amount of people. I mean, worst kept secret in gaming in recent memory, but the Resident Evil 4 Remake is due out on March 24th of 2023. It looks like it will be altered a little bit while staying true to the ideas of the original, but man, I thought this looked fantastic, and Resident Evil 4 is one of those games that even if you go back and play it now, it's held up okay. Like, Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3, go back and play those games and they definitely show their age. RE4, man, I love that game, and for a lot of people, that's what got them into Resident Evil. I know for me, that was the case. Now, the game will be a next-gen exclusive. It'll be on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC. The game notes Resident Evil 4 is a remake of the original Resident Evil 4 released in 2005, reawakened for 2023. Resident Evil 4 preserves the essence of the original while using Capcom's proprietary RE engine to deliver modernized gameplay, a reimagined storyline, and vividly detailed graphics. As a title that set the standard for the later Resident Evil franchise, the original Resident Evil 4 introduced the third-person camera to the long-running series, which has shipped over 125 million units worldwide since the first title debuted in '96. This new perspective brought players into the action and horrors encountered by protagonist Leon S. Kennedy during his daring rescue mission. The trailer definitely showcased some iconic elements of Resident Evil 4, and if you played the original, you're gonna pick up on some things right away. I'm super excited for this, man. Resident Evil 4 is one of those games that I do have a decent bit of nostalgia attached to it, and seeing it being remade for next-gen consoles, I guess current-gen consoles at this point you would call it, that's super exciting, and again, the release ain't that far off. It just got revealed, and you know, if nothing goes wrong, early 2023, and I don't think Resident Evil games generally have a track record of getting delayed, so, you know, I'm pretty confident this is going to be dropping in early 23. PlayStation VR 2 content is also in development for the game, although we didn't get too much insight as far as what that's going to be, but the announcement trailer is up, and it looks great. Alright, next up, obviously, I mentioned it at the top, Final Fantasy 16 launches in summer of 23, and we got the brand new Dominance trailer. Now, it's interesting because the game is going to be dropping in summer of 2023, but right now the game is playable fully from start to finish. They're using the time to polish up the game, so that's a lot of time used to polish a game. When they do say summer, I am inclined to think that it's going to be like a September release. I don't know, I just don't see, you know, Final Fantasy 16 coming out in July or June. That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, just because I don't recall us seeing a major Final Fantasy release within that time period. Final Fantasy 13 was in early 2010, I want to say. Final Fantasy 15 was in late 2016? 2015? Something like that. And yeah, I think FF12 was October of 2006. I don't know how I remember all of this, but yeah, there you go. So I'm inclined to think like September, and I always think, you know, technically summer does cover June 21st until September 21st, so early September I think makes a lot of sense. For the release of this one, I know some people were a bit bummed out just because there was some talk about the game coming in 2022. Yes, it's a little bit of a bummer, but hey, for a Final Fantasy game to get revealed in, what, 2020, and then to be turned around and released 3 years later, that turnaround time actually ain't that bad. When we look at the history of Final Fantasy and some of the turnaround times we've had to deal with, from reveal until official release, 3 years ain't that bad, all things together. There's a significant post that you guys can read. I'll leave a link in the description box below where you can check that out. Looks like they are going to, of course, be utilizing the power of the PlayStation 5. Got a star-studded cast of developers working on the game as well, and we got introduced to a couple of new characters on top of that. And it seemed like, you know, for a lot of people, Resident Evil 4 and Final Fantasy 16, it was 1A, 1B as far as what game really captivated them more. But yeah, they're both going to be two colossally big games. Of course, this is a PlayStation 5 exclusive for the time being. I imagine it will ultimately hit other platforms, much like the FF7 remake that is now on PC. But we'll see how that turns out. Again, summer 23, you can expect the release of Final Fantasy 16. Alright, moving on from that, Horizon Forbidden West, a version 1.14 update is now available. It's a free update, and it's a significant update, adding New Game Plus and an ultra-hard difficulty. Bro, I ain't touching that ultra-hard difficulty with a 10-foot pole. Horizon, in its hardest difficulty, is already relatively difficult. Ultra-hard difficulty offers the toughest combat experience for those seeking the ultimate challenge. Along with that, quality of life transmogs has been added, and respec freely reset and redistribute all of your skill points. You've got new weapons and trophies. And of course, New Game Plus, experience the journey again for a new challenge and better gear. Your current save will be preserved and a new one for New Game Plus will be created. You can start New Game Plus from the New Game Plus start point in the base. So cool to see that update being rolled out. That's available right now, by the way. Horizon Call of the Mountain got its gameplay reveal trailer. I don't really know what to think. I feel like trailers can't do VR games justice a lot of the times, and you really gotta play a VR game for yourself to, you know, get a good grasp. At the end of the day, it's about immersion more than anything, and how good is a trailer gonna, you know, display immersion. I just don't think VR games are displayed the best way in gameplay trailers. Maybe that's a hot take, I don't know. I think Call of the Mountain looks pretty cool. Horizon as a world and an IP is one that I really enjoy. Hopefully this one has a solid narrative attached to it as well, because that is my favorite part of Horizon, even though I do have a lot of, you know, interesting takes with Forbidden West story. And I wasn't a big fan of some of the decisions they made with that, but nonetheless, hopefully Call of the Mountain offers something a little bit different, and it definitely will, given it is a VR2 title. On top of that, the Callisto Protocol launches December 2nd for PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. We got a horror game here, a narrative-driven third-person survival horror game set 300 years in the future. The player will take on the role of Jacob Lee, a victim of faith thrown into Black Iron Prison, a maximum security penitentiary located on Jupiter's moon Callisto. When inmates begin to transform into monstrous creatures, the prison is thrown into chaos. To survive, Jacob must battle his way to safety to escape Black Iron Prison. I have to say the trailer looked pretty good. If that December 2 release date sticks, little bit of competition for horror games, given that the Dead Space remake is scheduled for a release, I believe, at the end of January, so, you know, we don't really gotta pick and choose. It's a month and a half apart, so I think people are gonna pick up both if they're into horror titles. But yeah, I thought this one looked pretty good. And then lastly, I do want to note Tunic is coming to PlayStation 5, PS4 on September 27th. Currently, it's available on Xbox Series, Xbox One, and PC, and it's available on Game Pass, I believe. This was a game that was received incredibly strongly. I want to say it has in the high 80s on Metacritic, 85 on Metacritic, and it was received incredibly strongly, so that's going to be coming to PlayStation. Priced at $29.99, very positive reception on Steam, 3,300 reviews, 92% positive. Great art style to this game as well, so excited to see that come to PlayStation as well. PS5 and PS4, September 27th for that. That's going to do it for me. Again, State of Play was a hell of an event in my opinion, and it seems like the general reception has been pretty positive. And I would imagine that Sony still got something cooking as far as, you know, their first parties showing off a lot of their games. Again, Horizon, Horizon and Spider-Man on PC was shown off, but outside of that, a lot of mystery as far as what some of these developers are working on. But I thought the event was pretty good. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.